Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the City of Westland, it's my honor to welcome you to this very special occasion as we cut the ribbon on the new Ted Scott Fire Station Number 2, the Westland Fire Administration Building, the Brian Woehlke Command Training Center, and the Todd Stanaway Training Tower. Today we celebrate not just new facilities, but a renewed commitment to public safety, professional excellence, and honoring the legacy of those who have served with dedication and sacrifice. These buildings will serve as vital resources protecting our community, advancing firefighter training, and preparing future generations of the first responders. We are joined by many distinguished guests, city leaders, and community members, and we thank you for sharing this moment together with us. Together we mark a milestone in Westland's history, one that reflects both our progress and our promise to keep moving forward. Let's begin today's ceremony by recognizing the vision, teamwork, and dedication that made this project possible. At this time, I'd like to invite everyone to please rise and join Dr. Sonia Kowalski, Ted Scott's daughter, as she leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you and good morning. So the first great-grandchild, Noah, is going to come help me with the Pledge of Allegiance because he knows it by heart.
Yes. It's true.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Everybody ready?
Yes.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. We're honored to have so many distinguished guests with us today whose leadership and support have made this day possible. I'd like to have our city clerk, Shannon Inman, come forward and take a moment to recognize and welcome them.
Good afternoon. It is my honor to recognize the dignitaries in attendance today. Please hold applause until all names have been called. Mayor Kevin Coleman, Lieutenant Governor Garlin Gilchrist, State Representative Peter Herzberg, State Representative Dylan Wegela, Judge Mark McConnell, Judge Mike McNamara, City Council President Mike McDermott, Council President Pro Tem Melissa Sampe, Councilwoman Emily Bauman, Councilman Jim Hart, Councilman Delano Hornbuckle, Councilwoman Andrea Rutkowski, former City Clerk Richard LeBlanc, former City Clerk Diane Fritz, former Mayor Trav Griffin, former Mayor Mike Landau, Dr. Curtis L. Ivory, Chancellor of Wayne County Community College, and former Fire Chief Michael Stratner. Thank you.
Thanks, Shannon. As we dedicate these facilities to service, training, and sacrifice, it's fitting that we begin with a moment of reflection. Let us gather in a spirit of reverence and remembrance. On this solemn day, September 11th, we pause to honor the memory of nearly 3,000 lives lost in the attacks of 2001. We remember especially the courage of the first responders, firefighters, police officers, paramedics, and all emergency personnel who rushed towards danger with selfless devotion. Their sacrifice stands as a lasting testament to the highest ideals of service, courage, and love of neighbor. We carry their memory with us today, and we pledge never to forget. As we stand together for the ribbon cutting of the new Ted Scott Fire Station 2, the Westland Fire Administration Building, the Brian Woehlke Command Training Center, and the Todd Stanaway Training Tower, we are mindful that these facilities are not simply buildings of brick and mortar. They are houses of service, strength, and sacrifice, dedicated to the men and women who answer the call, often at great personal risk, to protect and save the lives of others. We ask for blessing upon these spaces and upon all who will serve and train within them. May those who enter here find wisdom, resilience, and courage. May their hands be steady, their minds be clear, and their spirits be strong. May they always return home safely to their families, and may their service bring peace and security to this community. And let us as a community stand united in support of these public servants. Let us remember those who gave all and honor them by living with gratitude, compassion, and unity. May these new facilities be a beacon of hope, a shield of protection, and a reminder of the noble calling to service to others. Amen. Now it is my honor to welcome the leader of our city, whose vision and dedication continue to move Westland forward. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Kevin Coleman.
Well, good morning, everybody. What a beautiful day today. Thank you, all of you, for joining us on this special day in history for the city of Westland. This has been a long time coming, and I'm very proud that we can officially cut the ribbon on our beautiful brand new Fire Station number 2, dedicated to former Fire Chief Ted Scott. Decades from now, we will be able to look back on this great accomplishment for the city of Westland and its residents. Also, we have to take a moment today to reflect on the lives lost on September 11th, 2001. Each year we pause to remember that tragic day, the first responders who perished, their families, and the sacrifices they made on that fateful day. This new fire station is a visible sign of our city's commitment to its people and those who keep us safe. It's an investment in preparedness, compassion, and the future of Westland. From Westland's early days as Nankin Township to becoming a city 60 years ago and growing to become Michigan's 9th largest city, there's one thing that has never changed: Westland's commitment to keeping its residents safe. Each generation has done their part to strengthen that foundation. And today, with the dedication of Fire Station number 2, we're adding another chapter to that history. One that ensures our fire department is not ready just for today, but for tomorrow. While serving as Westland State Representative in 2023, I was honored to partner with Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, State Senator Dana Woehlke, and other leaders in the legislature to secure $7 million in the state of Michigan budget. With the support of City Council, we utilized ARPA funding to bring this $9.5 million 3-in-1 fire station to life. And as we stand here now at this beautiful completed station, it gives me a sense of pride in our city, in our firefighters, in our entire community on what we can accomplish if we all work together. Public safety will always be a top priority as long as I am mayor, and I want the residents to know that they can count on our firefighters in their most vulnerable moments to serve them with the utmost professionalism and a sense of duty to help them when they need it most. I want to acknowledge again Senator Dana Woehlke for her support of our public safety in Westland. She's also secured $3.5 million, along with Representative Herzberg, who's here today, to rebuild Fire Station number 4 on the south end of the city, which will start next year. We're a city that values its first responders, and we will always invest in the tools they need to serve us. And today, that investment is the Ted Scott Fire Station Number 2, the Brian Woehlke Command Training Center, and the Todd Stanaway Training Tower. I want to recognize the families of Brian Woehlke, Ted Scott, and Todd Stanaway who are here today. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you to all of you who are here today on this special moment in history in the city of Westland. We are honored to have you all as we dedicate this new symbol of safety and service to Westland. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Today's celebration has drawn leaders from across Michigan, underscoring the importance of these new facilities, not just for Westland, but for the region and the state. It is my privilege to introduce Lieutenant Governor Garlin Gilchrist.
Good morning, everyone. You know, today is a day of celebration in Westland for the investment that has been made, not just of money, but of attention and intention, of emotion and commitment to recognize that this amazing community is full of people who have the full complement of rights to be safe, to be supported, and to be successful. That all of us have a role to play into ensuring that everyone in our community can experience that, regardless of what part of a city they live in, regardless of what they look like or how they sound, that everyone has that right. And the commitment to that right and that truth is embodied in the service of the women and men who will serve at this station and its sister stations throughout this city. I first and foremost want to thank those public servants, those firefighters, the staff people who support them. They create the conditions for them to do the job that is so critical, so urgent, because we only call them on bad days. But they meet us with their best. And so it is only fitting that we then invest so that they can have the best tools, the best resources, and the best facilities, things that they can trust so they can deliver service that we continue to trust. So I say God bless you on behalf of the whole state of Michigan. My partner in public service and I, Governor Whitmer, we were proud to support the investment in this critical infrastructure to make sure this community has everything that it needs. I also am reminded, as the mayor referred to, those firefighters, the 343 women and men who served in the New York Fire Department, who ran toward that danger with an urgency and audacity to help those who they didn't know and who they hadn't seen and who it was hard to reach. That is the spirit that all of us have within us if we are courageous enough to call it. If we can call that from within ourselves and we can draw that from one another, then our communities will be stronger. Our communities will be more vibrant. They will be more magnetic. They will be the kinds of places where people know that they can stay and succeed, where people know that they can be their best, where people know that they are wanted. That is what today embodies, both in that remembrance of the past and the celebration of what is to come and what will be possible because of these investments. I want to thank Mayor Coleman and the City Council and all the leaders here who serve for making sure that Westland continues to be an amazing and thriving community. We have work to continue to do so that the state of Michigan can be the best type of partner and supporter to everyone who calls this community home. Know that that is our job, and that's what we're going to work together to do. That we will remove any barriers that stand between people and possibility. We'll make sure that you have the best quality resources available to you, because I believe that Michigan is the best place for you. And we can make that true for more people and more families and give you the confidence in that every single day. So again, on behalf of all 10 million people who call the state of Michigan home, I say congratulations. I say let's move forward together, and let's continue to work together so it continues to be the best place to build a future. God bless you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. Our City Council has been a strong partner in bringing this project to life. Please welcome City Council President Mike McDermott.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Westland City Council, I want to welcome you all here. My name is Mike McDermott, and I am honored to serve with each and every one of my colleagues as the City Council President here in Westland. It's a privilege to stand here today as we cut the ribbon on the brand new Ted Scott Fire Station number 2. This beautiful fire station was made possible through input, hard work, and dedication of many individuals. I would like to thank, standing behind me, our Fire Chief, Daryl Stamper. Daryl has managed this project from start to the finished building that you see here before you today. I would like to thank the engineering and construction firms and the teams that built this fire station utilizing union labor. I would like to thank my colleagues on your Westland City Council, Pro Tem Melissa Sampe, Councilman Jim Hart, Councilwoman Emily Bauman, Councilwoman Andrea Rakowski, Councilman Delano Hornbuckle, Councilman Doug Wishart, for all of their hard work and dedication. And some of my colleagues who were former colleagues, including now Deputy Mayor Godbout and now State Representative Herzberg. I'd also like to thank our leaders in Lansing, State Senator Dana Polehanki, State Representative Dylan Wegela, and State Representative Peter Herzberg. As well, I'd like to thank our current Mayor Kevin Coleman, our former Mayor Mike Londo, and former Mayor Bill Wild. Most of all, though, I'd like to thank our dedicated men and women of the Westland Fire Department and Westland Local 1279. They'll be the ones operating out of this building and keeping us safe. And I want to thank them for their input in getting Fire Station number 2 built. Today, however, is not just a celebration and dedication of this fire station in honor and memory of the late Fire Chief Ted Scott. It is also a moment of remembrance and gratitude. 24 years ago, on September 11th, 2001, our nation was forever changed. Nearly 3,000 people were killed in the attacks on the World Trade Center, at the Pentagon, and in a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Among those who perished were 441 first responders, firefighters, police officers, paramedics, and others who ran towards the danger when the rest of the world was running away. In the years since, many more have tragically died from illness that developed after responding to the rescue and recovery efforts at Ground Zero and the Pentagon. Their service did not end on that day. It continued in their suffering and their sacrifice for years afterward. As we open this fire station today, on this solemn anniversary, we honor those men and women who lost their lives on 9/11 and in the years that followed. We also pause to remember two of our own heroes right here in Westland, firefighter Brian Woehlke and Sergeant Todd Stanaway, both of whom gave their lives in the line of duty. Firefighter Woehlke and Sergeant Stanaway remind us of the risks taken by first responders are not distant stories. They are real, and they are close to home. We also remember and honor the costs paid by their loved ones. Children who lost fathers, wives who lost husbands, moms and dads who lost sons, and friends who lost those that they love like family. This new Ted Scott Fire Station number 2 is much more than brick and mortar. It represents our city's commitment to public safety of our residents and to the well-being of the brave men and women who answer the call every day. It stands as a promise to always remember the duties, dangers, and risks that come with the job of being a first responder, firefighter, paramedic, and police officer alike. When we recognize those dangers and risks, let us reaffirm our commitment to ensuring this station and all across our city are adequately funded and staffed so that those brave men and women can do their jobs safely every single day, so that they may always come home to the ones they love most when the day is done. Finally, let it serve as a living tribute to the courage and sacrifice of those who have gone before us. So as we cut this ribbon today, let us do so with humility, gratitude, and resolve. Gratitude for those who gave everything. Humility to recognize the risks that our first responders face every day. And resolve to ensure that this station is a place of readiness, service, and remembrance. Let us also reaffirm our commitment towards peace and love for all of our fellow human beings in this world, so that we never suffer another brutal and horrific attack like 9/11 again. A resolve to collaborate with one another and resolve our differences in a peaceful manner without conflict and violence. May the Ted Scott Fire Station number 2 always stand as a symbol of our city's respect and commitment to its heroes. Thank you.
Thank you, Council President. Today is also about honoring the legacy of those who have served our community with courage and sacrifice. We are humbled to welcome members of these families whose names will live on through these facilities. First, Linda Scott, who joins us to represent the Scott family in the dedication of Fire Station number 2.
Sorry, I move slow these days. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to the City of Westland, Mayor, council members, and of course the state of Michigan for assisting with the funding. Certainly I'm proud to have Ted Scott be my father. And for those of you who knew I'm going to talk a little bit about my dad. For those of you who knew my dad, you know, he was a man of few words. He didn't say much. That trait that he had really helped me in life, because you never knew what my dad was thinking. And so you talk to him and he'd be real quiet, not say anything. And sometimes I think he's thinking, you're an idiot. I was going to use a different word. And I'm sure he was at many moments throughout my life. But that trait, you know, it was something that helped push me along in my life and to help me be a successful at what I did and what I do. And when I was a kid, many times I gave my mom and dad a run for their money. So that's for sure. And I just have to say thank you to my children for never doing that to me. So anyway, Dad could fix most anything. Many times throughout my life, and this still happens today, I'll say, oh, that's really nice. I like that. And somebody will say, your dad did that. I'm like, okay, I didn't know that. And this especially at the church. But he was very gracious with his time and his skills with people. And, you know, just helping and being there when people need it, and then just didn't say a word about it. Like I said, I found out about tons of things after or throughout my life. I've heard that. And he would go out of his way to help others in any capacity, whether they were sick or needed something fixed or whatever. and then just not say a word about it. For the big stuff, Dad was the one you called. Car accidents, serious injuries, things like that. You called Dad because he was always cool and collected, and you knew it was going to be okay where Mom might be a little bit more reactive. So, you know, for the big things, called Dad. When my oldest son was about 2, he broke his collarbone. And I can tell you, the dad was with me when I took him to the emergency room, and I think they would have called the department, CPS, if my dad had not been there, thinking that it hurt my kid. So he was always good in an emergency, need him or not. So finally, Dad was a man of great faith. While we miss him a lot, we know that he's where he wants to be, and that he's in a better place, and that he was ready to go. So I'll end this with, I love you, Dad, and I miss you. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Next, Julie Stanaway, honoring the memory and service of Todd Stanaway as we dedicate the training tower.
Good morning. Thank you for being here. I am Julie Stanaway. Todd was my husband and the father of our amazing daughter, Sam, who couldn't be here today. I just wanted to come out and say thank you. If you knew Todd, you know he's up there with that big old grin looking down on us, and he would be so happy and so honored. Samantha and I have been very fortunate to be a member of this firefighter family for so many years, and we are thankful for everything that you've done and to continue his memory in his honor. So thank you for coming, and I appreciate it.
We also welcome Ava Woehlke, honoring the legacy of her father, Brian Woehlke, as we dedicate the Command Training Center.
Hi, my name is Ava Woehlke. I'm the daughter of firefighter Brian Woehlke. I was a little over 1 year old when my dad died in a fire here at Westland. I wish I had gotten the chance to know him, but through the stories I have told, I learned that he was a brave and kind man who always put others first. I don't think many people realize the danger that firefighting brings, but when firefighters like my dad go to work, there is always a real risk. My dad went to work one day, and he did not come home. I wish he was here with me today instead of just in memories. Even though I grew up without my dad, I've never been without support. My mom, my family, and the firefighters have always been there for me. Every Christmas, the firefighters come to my house with a gift, and it reminds me of the people that always have my back no matter what happens. That is the true meaning of family. Standing here today at this new fire station with his name on the wall, I see what my dad stood for. I see all the brave men and women that will help their community every day, just like my dad did. Seeing his name and legacy carried on in this way makes me proud. So what does today mean for me and my family? It means that my dad's memory will be carried on and his story will be part of something bigger. It means that even though we lost him, I know that his name and memory will live on. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda, Julie, and Ava, for sharing this moment with us. Your family's sacrifices inspire us all. Now please welcome a leader who has guided our department with strength and vision, Westland Fire Chief Daryl Stamper.
So good morning, and from the fire chief's perspective, I'm humbled and honored for the number of people in attendance today. And also I have big shoes to fill with all these prior comments. So I'm gonna give it my best, and hopefully that's good enough. As many have already mentioned today, September 11th is a solemn day in our nation's history. It's a day where we remember the 343 firefighters who never came home. And we honor the sacrifice for all those who lost their lives in service that morning. That is exactly why we chose today to dedicate this new fire station. On a day that reminds us of the risks and responsibilities of our calling, it is fitting that we open a station built to protect our community, a new training tower named after one of our fallen to train the next generation, and a dedicated training facility to carry forward the legacy of those who gave everything. A less known fact is that as of September of last year, we surpassed those that lost their lives on the morning 24 years ago today due to occupational illness, working on the pile in the days and the weeks after the event. Here in Westland, we also remember two of our own that lost their lives in the line of duty. Sergeant Engineer Todd Stanaway from occupational cancer, and firefighter Brian Woehlke, who died during a commercial fire in a strip mall. I know we paused earlier, but I'd also like to take another pause, take a moment of silence for Brian, for Todd, for the 343, for all those who never made it home, along with the families, the friends, and the communities who carry that loss each and every day. While we look back today, we also look forward. This station replaces the station, our oldest fire station, built in the 1950s, when then Ted Scott began serving this community. He went on to spend the next 26 years on the department, with the last five as the fire chief, retiring in 1985. As the second fire chief, the mayor found it only fitting to dedicate this station number 2 in his memoriam. That old building served us well, but has long outlived its prime. To put it in perspective, when our most senior member, Jeff Cochran, started in 1989, that station was already 36 years old, and people were saying that it was at its end of its life. Jeff not only made it through his career here, but he actually managed to outlast that station, showing that Jeff is harder to break than concrete and asbestos combined. I'm kidding, there is no asbestos. But if there were, I'm confident that Jeff would have volunteered for the overtime just to show that he could outlast that as well. Thanks to grant funding secured by then State Representative Kevin Coleman, along with American Rescue Plan dollars allocated by City Council, and along with the hard work by the SIDOC group, Lisa Pitt from Plant Moran Real Point, Emma, Eric, Diab from Axiom Construction, we now have a modern station that matches the needs of the community and the fire department. The mayor used the phrase "promises to progress" in the State of the City, hosted here 2 days ago. This station is more than just bricks and mortar. It's a promise to carry forward our core values of professionalism, respect, integrity, dedication, and exceptionalism. A promise that when someone calls 911, we'll be there quickly with the people and the resources to make a difference. To further carry out that promise, this fire station is also now home to our Todd Stanaway Training Tower and Brian Woehlke Command Training Center. Together, these facilities will prepare firefighters here and across the region for everything from hands-on tasks to high-level command decisions, and all with live fire training scenarios as well. With our fire administration here, we're more efficient, spending less time on logistics and more time on response. For our firefighters, this will be more than a workplace. It will be home. It is where careers will begin, where lessons will be passed down, and where bonds will form that carry us through our toughest days. For our residents, it's proof that the city invests in your safety, and the commitment between firefighters and the city leadership remains strong. So today, as we remember those we have lost both in New York and here at home, we also dedicate this firehouse to the future of Westland. It's no coincidence that we do this on September 11th. This day reminds us why we serve, why we train, and why we build for the future. May Station 2 stand as a living tribute to those we've lost and a constant reminder that the promise of service never ends. Because when the alarm sounds, it's not just a call to respond, it's a call to honor every firefighter who came before us and every life we're sworn to protect. To my fellow firefighters, welcome to your new home. Carry it with pride. And to our neighbors and friends, trust that we will carry you with the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Stamper. We've heard now from our leaders, families, and our community. Now it's time for the moment we've been waiting for. I'd like to invite our dignitaries and family representatives to join us at the front as we officially cut the ribbon and dedicate the Ted Scott Fire Station Number 2, Westland Fire Administration Building, Brian Woehlke Command Training Center, and the Todd Stanaway Training Tower.
Two.